So these are just some simpler trigonometric questions, and I'm just going to be looking at two questions here. Basically, it's involving finding unknown angles, but we're using we're using the rule of the angle sum of a triangle, which is 180 degrees. We're using that rule, and then we're also using our knowledge that we have on co-interior corresponding alternative angles, that type of information that we'll learn to year 9 and 10. We're going to be using that information here to find the value of unknown angles in this. Okay, also make sure it's some algebra. So in this question, we have to find the diagram. From this diagram, represent the value of x. Initially, you can see we're confused where we're just given x, 3y, 2y. There's no actual numbers. So, sometimes you may think, okay, what the hell is actually going on here? But if we break this down, it's actually not that difficult of a question. Let's look at this right side triangle first. So we have 3y, we have 2y, and we have a right angle triangle. Okay, now we know from the angles of a triangle that these three angles have to add to 180. So that means that 3y plus 2y plus 90, right angle is 90, has to equal to 180. Okay, now if we rearrange the equation and solve that, we get 5y is equal to 90, which means that y is actually equal to 18 degrees. Right, which means that this angle over here, let's just write it down. This angle over here is equal to 18 times 3, which is 54 degrees. And this angle here is equal to 2 times 18, which is 36 degrees. Okay? Now, if we know that if this angle is 54 degrees, that means that this angle is going to be 126 degrees, right? Because this has to add to 180. So that means that this has to be 126. Now again, we can use the angle sum of a triangle to figure out that x plus 126 is equal to 180, which is what we're done here. Okay, so you can see here it's 2x plus 126 is equal to 180, which means that 2x is equal to 54 and x is equal to 27 degrees. Okay, that's it. Next question, again, finding the value of x. Now this book's very complicated, so I'm not going to really do it off this one. I'm going to explain it again. So basically, let's get out my pen. Okay, so x is equal, so we need to find the value of x. So what I'm going to do first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split this value of x into another parallel line with these two. Okay, and you'll see why in just a moment. So if this is 28 degrees, that means that this is also going to be 28 degrees, okay? Since they are vertically opposite, okay? So this is also going to be 28 degrees. And if this part is 28 degrees, if you see here, this is an alternate angle with this part of x here. So this part is also going to be 28 degrees. How I like to think of it is like a Z shape, right? If it forms a Z shape, they're alternate angles. So that means that this part is also 28 degrees, okay? Now let's look at the top part here. Now the top part, if this is 112 here, that means that this part is going to be, or this part actually we should do, is going to equal 68. Okay? Why? Because this makes a straight angle. So if this part is 68, then again we've got an alternate angle from here. That means that this part is also 68 degrees. Okay? So there we can see we've split up our x into two parts. The top part is 68 degrees. The bottom part is 28 degrees. So the total value of x is just going to be equal to 68 degrees plus 28 degrees, which is 96 degrees. Okay? And that's it.